The Edge of Fate is the first expansion for Destiny 2 in 2025. By a margin of 100%, my Discord voted for me to share my thoughts, so in 5 minutes, I'll answer 3 big questions. What's good, what's bad, and should you buy it? Whether you've been playing or not, let's dive into Destiny 2, The Edge of Fate. Without spoiling anything, this story is the first since last year's big finale, and it has the unenviable goal of finding new and interesting things to explore after we saved the entire universe. I think it largely succeeds, exploring old characters in sparing, incisive ways, rather than over-explaining the few secrets from the last decade and shifting our focus to new, big ideas. Edge of Fate's story and lore are complicated, with new factions, languages, and metaphysical concepts that might take multiple playthroughs or BIFE videos to fully comprehend. Still, it's fresh, followable, and makes me want to play the campaign again. I might even load up my Warlock. Graphically, things are less innovative, with new eye tracking and dialogue boxes only moving the visual needle a bit, but the new Kepler destination unfolds from curiously barren plateaus to detailed, claustrophobic corridors in a way that feels pleasing, surprising, and natural. Musically, I get the sense that Salvatore's replacements were simply told to make, quote, another Destiny soundtrack, unquote, and despite a new motif and some more brazen synths, the score feels effective but uninspired, like any track could have been part of Lightfall or Shadowkeep. Otherwise, the user interface updates are overdue, but deeply welcome, surfacing much-needed information about things like character stats and mission selection, making Destiny more comprehensible to old and new players. Please note that more doesn't mean totally. Network stability is always a big problem with Destiny launches, but I rarely saw any cats or weasels in my first 2 weeks, and have been pleasantly surprised by how quickly Bungie has been turning around patches and fixes. However, those have been necessary because on-system functionality has been unstable, with game-breaking glitches on all consoles and raid-ruining bugs for everyone. Let's just say that when I've got a crash counter up on my stream, things could be going better, and not everything has been fixed yet, though we might not have to wait long. Thankfully, when it's working, the Edge of Fate feels largely great to play, as one would expect from Destiny, with Kepler being fun enough to explore that my fire team kept getting sidetracked with quests and secrets during our campaign in a way that we just haven't before. The world abilities have been more divisive, but as a Metroid Prime enjoyer, I found abilities like Matter Spark, Matter Morph, and Relocator to be intuitive and fun, even though their puzzles felt a little simple until the later parts of the campaign, when they combined in some clever ways. As a patrol space, Kepler breaks the mold with a new layout, populated with enough new enemies to feel distinct, and allows for a less cinematic campaign structure that feels like Bungie decided to make a Destiny 1 styled campaign that's actually, good and fun. Still, whether you like playing this expansion will boil down to how much you like turning into a little blue ball that goes fast. For this Sonic Junkie, that's an embarrassing but resounding yes. The high point of any Destiny expansion is its raid, and the Desert Perpetual is... wow, we were not expecting this. The conversation around this raid is and will continue to be dominated by its difficulty. All players were forcibly underleveled, seemingly by accident, and the World First race is being picked apart because half of the very few people that got a contest clear cheated to get it. On its own, however, I think Desert stands tall as an incredible experience, a choose-your-own-adventure structure that enables easy farming and varied runs, a new feat system with more customizability, mechanics that are devilishly tricky to learn but rewarding to master, and a ludonarrative depth that gives Salvation's Edge a run for its money. When the dust settles, I think that the Desert Perpetual will be considered an all-time great for those that want their raids to be on the tougher side. I adore it, and I cannot wait to play it again. Of course, once you complete everything I've mentioned, there's still a whole lot of Destiny left to play every week, and unfortunately, that's where the rough edges seem to need the most sanding. New systems like the Portal are giving old players like me a simpler way to grind gear, but the repetitiveness of missions and the slowness of the grind are turning away people that got used to the old, albeit more confusing, system. I suspect that the power grind was brought back as a way to keep players hooked, but after 10 years, people are starting to see that this WoW-style approach to leveling just feels arbitrary in a shooter this robust. Further, raids and dungeons have had their difficulties increased maybe a bit too much, just watch my latest Salvation Sherpa stream, and aren't integrated into the new loot systems, rendering the best missions pointless and unfun for people to play. While we await Bungie's response to these changes, I'll simply say that I haven't had a bad time with the grind, but the loudest critics have sunk a lot more time into it than I have. So, should you buy Destiny 2, The Edge of Fate? To answer that question, you need to ask yourself, do I want a fun, weird space adventure shooter? Or do I want to play this every week until the next expansion? Everybody's dollar spends different, but this is a solid shooter that brings back the vibes of classic Destiny with the best its modern systems have to offer, culminating in one of the best raids yet. For $40, I think that's worth it compared to similarly priced games. However, the endgame grind might be a turnoff for folks looking to return to this as their forever game, even though these controversial changes aren't technically part of what you're buying. Luckily, that means you can try the new grind for free and decide for yourself. So yes, I'd buy it for the expansion, but maybe hold your breath for the months to come. That's your quick review of Destiny 2: The Edge of Fate. If this was helpful, spread the word. I've got quick guides for every raid and dungeon and a new short breaking down the best way to use the new portal system. Stop by Twitch or Discord to play with me and my crews, or by my Patreon to make more videos possible. I'll see you next time. Get playing, Guardians.